Well, it's a happy day for me whenever I get more books. As you can see, I really like my books, and this is really my toolbox for preaching and teaching these books. And today I've got another box full, and I'm going to kind of do this, open this box up of books, and we're going to talk a little bit about what these books are for and how we're going to be using them in our themes for teaching and preaching. Now, we're about to enter the season of Advent, and during Advent we're going to focus on some of the favorite Christmas carols of the season. So if you have a Christmas carol that you would like us to review or interact with as part of our worship service, please email that Christmas carol to me. In fact, what I did is I invited you through our newsletter to give me your 5 favorite Christmas carols, and where I see kind of commonality, where people have similar carols that they really enjoy, we'll make sure that we interact with those. So send me that email if you can right away, because I'm doing that planning today and especially tomorrow. The other thing I just wanted to share with you is, as we go past into the new year, we're going to be focusing on the book of Galatians. This is one of Paul's letters that's really important in forming the culture and attitudes of the church. And so I'm going to be working with some of these books, like De Silva's commentary on Galatians. I've got Richard Longenecker's commentary. I've got N.T. Wright's commentary, and those are going to be part of what we work with as we go forward into the new year and we become experts on the book of Galatians. And I did the book of Ephesians a few years ago, where we spent some real time with Ephesians, and we had a really good experience with it and got a lot of good feedback. So I'm hoping that this coming year our experience will be Galatians, and that as we go through that together, we'll become really expert about what God wants us to understand about what it means to be a church and the life we're to share together as a church. After we study Galatians, I'm planning on working with the book of Hebrews, with a specific emphasis in the book of Hebrews about Jesus and who he is and his work, his spiritual work for us. You know, we know Jesus from the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and somewhat from Paul's epistles, where he describes his theology, his understanding of Jesus. The writer of the Hebrews, and we don't know who that writer was, has his own understanding of Jesus, which is kind of a different viewpoint that really fills in the picture for us. So that's what we're going to focus on also following the book of Galatians. And I got a couple of commentaries here. These are both by William Lane that I'll be consulting as I kind of look at Christ in the book of Hebrews. And what I really hope is that will help you to understand more completely what Christ has done for you in faith as a person who has been obedient to God in behalf of all of us, and how then that invites us into the Christian life in a fresh new way. I've also got a couple other books here. We're continuing with our discipleship groups. So I saw this book called Mere Discipleship, Growing in Wisdom and Hope, and I'll be reading that kind of along the way to help enrich my experience as a disciple leader. This is a book called Rise of the Truth Teller, which is basically talking about how you can tell your own story, tell it like it is, and live with holy gumption. So I'm not sure what this book's going to invite me toward, but I'm looking forward to that one as well. One of the things we've been talking about as a church is what are our own quality spiritual gifts, and one of those is the ability to listen. A lot of churches are about telling, speaking, and that's really an important part of the Christian ministry, of course, proclamation, as we say. But we also have a ministry of hearing and listening and responding. Hearing broken hearts, hearing dreams, hearing hopes, hearing the pathway of love. So this is a book that caught my eye. It's called Listen Well, Lead Better. And so I'll be also reading that book coming up. And then finally, this book in this box is called Rest Now. And it's 7 ways to say no, set boundaries, and seize joy. And I think in this time, a great transition in the life of the church, we all need to, prioritize our time and our energy. And I'm thinking this book will invite me to do that. So I just want to share with you some of what we've got coming up as a congregation. I think it's a really exciting season as we move forward. I mean, it's not going to be very many weeks before this space, these books are going to be in a different place, because we'll have moved on from this building, and that's going to afford us some new opportunities to share the gospel and the joy of ministry together. And I'm really looking forward to that journey with you.